why is it that we have a non-GMO movement? Why is it that we have so many people in urban centers that are willing to pay $35 to go sit on a stationary bike in a room with other people? Why do we have a DIY movement in the midst of the digital revolution? And a lot of this work came down to investigating what makes our lives in this time period so unique. And this is prior to COVID. And so prior to the pandemic, that one main thing, and it still really is the impact of technology. And so a lot of Hungry is looking at the impact of tech on well-being and how that is driving people's food and lifestyle choices today.
Wow. Okay. I mean, this is just so interesting because obviously I am probably guilty of having paid a lot of money to go and sit in a room on a stationary bike with other people in the past. I'm totally on board with non-GMO food. You know, a lot of the wellness trends and food discussions that we have on this program, I think, center around one theme, which is to try and get back to a bit more of a natural world, to try and kind of respect our ancestral roots and eat foods and meals that kind of respect where we've come from a little bit more. And that seems to tie in with what you were just talking about in terms of technology as well.
Yeah, exactly. And so a lot of what I have spent my time looking at is rising rates of anxiety and stress and burnout and loneliness and depression, which are all sky high right now, and questioning, well, what is it about our way of living that's driving those mental health maladies? And how can things like starting a paleo diet or going to CrossFit help us feel better? And I think a lot of what I would call foodie trends as well are things, or millennial trends, are things that are very easily made fun of in pop culture. But every single trend, if someone's deciding to spend their discretionary income and time on something, there is a legitimate reason as to why. There is something about that experience that is satisfying on a deeper level, even if we're talking about avocado toast.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of this, and we can dig into this, but we do have starkly high rates of, again, anxiety, loneliness, et cetera. And this is prior to the pandemic. A lot of the biggest food and lifestyle trends today are about this desire to find control. And when you're saying going back to the natural ways of being, I spent a lot of time in talking about the evolutionary benefits of knowing where our food comes from, or knowing the people who grow our food, who at least sell it and can vouch for it. And a lot of the trends today are about saying, okay, society as a whole has handed off responsibility for things like our health and safety to government, big institutions. Today, there's record low rates of trust in government and big business. And so people are looking for ways to close that gap and take back control. And in many ways, it is saying, okay, we need to reverse course here and shift the trajectory that we've been on for the last 100 years as industrialization has rolled in.